Not waiting for no bass drop, people. What is up? How you guys doing? We are late. Sorry, my fault. And it's Xbox fault. And it's fucking Streamlabs' fault. I hate that program. I hate the people who made it. Thank you for being the reason why we're able to stream, but I can't forgive you guys. You know, I don't like you guys just as much as I don't like fucking XSplit, okay? You both are fucking with my mood. Alright? So anyways, hi.
It's extremely difficult to do. As you know, Nick, it's very hard to change his mood.
Like, fuck. How many times do I have to fucking get the show ready? Almost a whole day ahead of time, and you still find a way. You still find a way to fit that dick around me to get right up in my ass every single fucking time. I'm so sick of it, Streamlabs. Please, I will go to Stream Elements. I will fucking do it. Anyways, I wish I could pull like a Karen for technology and just like call their manager, just yell at them, you know?
I mean, you can.
My question is, where is actual Streamlabs located, or is it just some fucking website hosting place and it don't actually exist?
No, that's probably the case, yeah. Because, I mean, it's an online, you know, platform or whatever, so yeah. I mean, like, I don't think there's a building that has Facebook on it, or maybe there is.
I mean, actually, there is.
There is?
It's a warehouse, you just walk up to it.
But you can't really call. It's not like a, actually, I don't even know if PayPal.
Because it's not so consumery, so it's like, I can't imagine they have, like, a whole huge-ass room or floor that are just all
Well, they have to have people bug testing and feature testing and fucking with your data and selling it to, you know, third world government, stuff like that.
Yeah. No, it's just one dude sitting in a corner with like a fucked up sign out front.
Google has a fucking building.
Yeah, now see, that makes sense. Google, you know, I mean, goddamn, man, they basically own the world. I almost feel like they're gonna implant some big Google fucking logo like on the planet so you can see that from space or something. But by the way, you know what I don't like too? I don't like when they do that shit with like horror movies or like any kind of like sci-fi movies. Like their branding is on some satellite. Like in Resident Evil, they have like a brick umbrella corporation logo on the satellites, and it's like, really? Did they have to do that? Like they had to like get their fucking emblem.
It's to show how rich and powerful they are. Even though really outside, like most, like Google, obviously because they have the fucking GPS and maps and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Facebook doesn't fucking have a satellite. They'll just co-opt it off of Google or whoever is like their close affiliates with.
Plus, you can't really hide like the reason why they would do that too. Like if like with Google, it's like, oh, we got like cars going around taking pictures for the maps, you know, Google Maps and everything because people use our shit to go and travel. But with Facebook, it's like, don't you want to know where your friends live? Like you can't really.
I mean, yeah, just Google connect it to Google, like. Again, satellites there's hundreds of satellites in the sky, but you have to have a lot of special permits to get it up because it's not easy to get a satellite up in the sky.
Yeah. By the way, no, Alan did not see nobody, but I did see nobody, and I mean, if we get enough
I
time,
wish I could have. It's not playing in any of the theaters in my city, mostly because my city's on lockdown number 8, and I'm not watching a fucking cam version of an action movie, so unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see it yet.
Yeah, so I saw it, and I mean, it's worth talking about to an extent, but it can't be a big-ass review. Like, if I talk about it, I'm going to make it 5 minutes, because, believe it or not, dude, 5 minutes is almost too much to give this movie. So, you know, we'll talk about that.
Was that bad?
I was about to say, is that a bad movie?
Well, I think, I mean, not to spoil anything, but I will say it's just like, man, when you do an action movie, sometimes that's just it. I mean, it's...
I mean, hey, like, I'm not gonna see, oh yeah, action movies, so much subtlety. It's like, nah, it's just one guy fucks over some dude for some random reason, and there's a bunch of nameless henchmen he has to fight between him and the big boss, and the big boss ends in some conversation or a random bullet.
Yeah, because that's the thing, too. I mean, I might even review it right now, because it's so fucking quick, and you just say what I thought. But, like, this is one of those movies, too, that really makes me mad about, like, when I try to show Jet something that I'm trying to, like, win her over on, because Jet does not like... you know, action movies, like big dumb, like a cop comes in, oh, you know, hurt my family, I'm gonna get you back, and then he obviously gets them back at the end.
Yeah.
Like, and I always tell Jet, like, hey, maybe, you know, there'll be some cool choreography going on, maybe there's like a certain character that's interesting. Boy, oh boy, nobody is none of that shit. But the thing is, though, is they sell themselves on that. Yeah, that's the cool thing about it. Oh, that was loud as fuck because I pulled that trailer on. But no, I what's his name? Bob Odenkirk? Yeah, Richard Gere did it. There's a lot of people. Michael Douglas did it because he didn't want to be the other Michael Douglas. There's like a Kirk Douglas who had a son, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the fuck it was.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. And then like Michael B. Jordan, his name's Michael Jordan, but you put a B in the middle just to make it different, you know? But I'm looking at this, though, man, and... you know, yeah, everything that Jet said when we saw this trailer, she was absolutely were you expecting me to kind of want to, like, come on here and kind of argue, like, no, I was right, Jet, like, this movie was great. Like, what did you predict that I was going to think of this?
That you thought it was average.
Okay, which is not the worst thing in the world, you know, because, yeah, like, I would say CIA, but, dude, it could be any fucking, like, government
He's a government employee.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that, this dude's backstory is that he was going to kill somebody else, and they were begging him, like, please, please let me pray. And he actually listened to him pray. And that's actually a pretty interesting concept that someone's praying about something. Let me get to know his life, because you can probably wrap that shit up in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, just what are the things you care about that last minute before you die? And he was like, dude, that shit was so heartfelt. I'm going to let you live. And he's like, I'm a little bit jealous of this motherfucker, because he gets to go live his life and can pretty much enjoy everything now, and I'm not. I'm still doing this crazy shit. Adrian, thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you.
But the thing is, though, is that this guy sees that and he's kind of jealous of it, and he lives every day, and they edit this really well. There's like 2 weeks of just the same fucking day happening over and over and over again, and it's driving him nuts. And I deal with this every day too. It fucking sucks. I didn't even know it was April till like yesterday.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, isn't that like we're past a quarter of the year already, dude? Like we keep doing the same shit every day, and like our lives are passing us by, and that's what this guy's going through. And I think that it's actually kind of depressing, but I relate to it. The problem is like this movie is very much like little bits of other movies. Like for instance, that whole train scene, or not train scene, but the whole bus scene was just like Joker. Like when the Joker gets that gun when he's like working at that place he's working at as a clown.
Oh yeah.
It's like, hey, don't tell nobody, but they give it to him. It's like, yeah, this is going to fucking perfectly go okay. Yeah, he's doing that shit. And then it's a little bit of the equalizer. What are you doing, old man? Oh, shit. Oh, fuck, my neck. Ah. Like, dude, it's not cool anymore having the old man beat everybody's asses, and no one expects that shit to happen. It's strange. Aside from that, yeah, like all the fight scenes that happen in the movie, they're all in the trailer. And to Alan's point, dude, how many times do you complain about these trailers showing too much? You know what I mean? Like... Yeah. You see it all here except for the climax scene. And the climax is almost worth, watching the movie. And I think that the climax is something that you don't predict. And that's I'm not surprised that it's not getting a theatrical release, Alan, because this should be on Amazon or fucking Hulu.
Yeah, and I would check it out. Like I said, like at the end of the day, when it comes to action movies, like you're not really breaking the mold by having this story. It's always how interesting are your set pieces and how often are your set pieces. Because again, John Wick 2 and 3 might as well be the same movie, but each of them have incredibly unique sequences. So it's like, okay, I'm still gonna watch it because at the end of the day, I want to see good action. So we'll see what ends up being.
Yeah, but no, but for me, I'm definitely giving this, a 2 out of 5, and that's not even like a big oh boo-hoo whatever. It's just, it's kind of boring, but like they're not pulling a wool over your eyes. Like the movie's called Nobody, and the action scenes in the trailer is like boom boom punching shoots. Oh my god, wow, was a close call, near fall, whatever. It's like they're not lying to you. If you go into this movie expecting not what you end up seeing, then you're just lying to yourself. But aside from that, not to keep talking about that movie because the review's done. That was easy. But the thing is, I wanted to go around and ask, like Ganja, I'll ask you first, man. What's like the last action movie that you saw that really entertained the fuck out of you?
Oh man, it was great. It had like suspense. It had like comedy. There was robots in it. There was.
I know what he's gonna say.
Man, Sonic Adventure was a fucking great fucking movie, man. I enjoyed it. The action was impeccable. I truly believe that he can go as fast as the speed is light. Alan, I think it's right up there with Friday the 13th.
So
I
Sonic Adventure?
I didn't think I would. I'm the
Yes,
biggest
that's
Sonic
Sonic
hater you'll ever
Adventures.
meet.
That's what the title should have been.
Sonic Adventures? I mean, yeah, probably. Honestly. The
Yeah,
second one. There you go. Sequel.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's Sonic the Hedgehog, and he's joking, but I don't know.
I mean, it's
I'm actually part of
not
the
an
show,
action
and I still
movie, so why are you showing the original one?
No, because by the way, I can't even really
Look at
tell.
them legs.
Yes, you can. It's a huge fucking difference, dude.
But either way, it's like, by the way, I almost want to like really support that first one because I'm so sick of these fucking fans that are like, I don't want that one. I don't want that blue one. I want the other blue one. And it's like, dude, yeah, this is one of those things where like even gaming nerds, you guys get too fucking mad at something. Like just, bro, it's. It
doesn't look anything like the character.
Who cares?
This blue.
Who cares? It's called Sonic the Hedgehog, not random trash rodent.
This blueberry hits different, Diaz.
It's like, hey, we're gonna make a Sub-Zero movie, but he's green. It's like,
well, dude, they gave me Scorpion. It doesn't sound like Scorpion. And then but I'm not getting mad. I'm not saying like,
his voice is a little off, but he's still saying the same lines. He still has an outfit that's
his yellow suit is different.
It's dark. It's a little bit darker, but he still has the same weapon, and it's a modernized version comparable to the reboot.
Yeah, and by the way, Sub-Zero, like he wasn't ever the villain back in the day, Baihan was a victim of everything that happened. And also too, Kano's hanging out with Sonya. They're supposed to be against each other.
They are against each other. They're fighting in the fucking movie.
No, they're walking by each other in a trailer, and they're like, "Hey, let's go, man! Isn't that great sunshine, like sunset going on there?"
What?
Oh.
Wait, isn't in the actual canon of Mortal Kombat is that they actually used to work with each other, and then basically
I'm surprised you know that. I'm
Wow,
actually really shocked you
I'm
know
glad
that.
Jet's here because they're just grasping at straws right now.
No, because in the original Mortal Kombat, there's like some kind of story about Kano. And by the way, the first Mortal Kombat game, Ed Boon has said it, that's not canon. But I'm just so shocked. Like, I don't know if I played a video or something, Jet, that you're watching with me, that you remember hearing about that. But like, I forget about that all the time. I'm really shocked that you got there before I did. But
Well,
yeah.
I mean, like, I knew about Mortal Kombat before you came along. Like, it's franchise has been around for a long time.
Yeah, but I just didn't think you were a fan. And then another thing too is like that storyline is people don't bring it up, like because of the movies. The movies are like, yo, like, because before Kano was not a British or Australian, guy. And since the movie came out, they're like, okay, well, fuck it. Like now he's this other way. You know what I mean? So it's happened a lot. Calvin people saying, is this more garbage? Is this movie garbage? Yeah, if you're talking about Nobody, yes, I think it's garbage for people who are not into it, but. If you're into it, you'll like it. I think honestly, if you guys have seen the trailer, you've already seen the movie. I'm gonna be honest. But yeah, dude. As far as like the Sonic goes, like yeah, and now compared to the Mortal Kombat thing, like no one's getting mad about that. You guys should put it back. And I'll even give Marvel fans a little bit of love here. They weren't complaining about that Thanos doesn't want to fuck the Reaper. They're just like
again because that was a positive change. Anybody that's complaining that Thanos isn't the Thanos in the comics doesn't know the Thanos in the comics. Like that was a change that was fundamentally it kept with the goal of it, but not even the goal. The goal's completely changed, but it was a positive change. What they did with Sonic was fucking terrible. I don't even like Sonic. Looking at going, what the fuck are you on? This was just something that was shat out, and I'm utterly convinced they just did that just to get it in the news. Like I don't believe that was ever the original end thing. I think they had some version of it that was going to get close. Hell, probably the version we saw was the end version. But they were like, well, are people going to watch a Sonic movie? Probably not. Let's just piss them off into watching the movie.
You know what? I agree with that.
Convinced
I
of
agree
that.
with Alan. I need the original Sonic cut. I need proof.
So you agree with me then?
I kind of do. I want to see if they just did this for fucking advertisement. Or
I think they did it for advertising because honestly, looking at that original one, I'm like, look, yes, it might be the fur is a bit better, like in comparison to the newer one, but like, there's no fucking way. They're like, yeah, this is gonna be Sonic. Like, there's no even as shit to talk all the shit you want about the Smurfs and fucking Alvin and the Chipmunks. At least they look like the characters.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I'll agree or disagree, and like, you guys can have it. I'll even take that out. I'll even say I'm fucking wrong. It's not even agree, disagree. I'm just completely wrong. But I will say that, like, I personally think that this movie, for the most part, except for like the visuals for Sonic, this movie wasn't going to change. And like, if I saw like the original and the movie turned out the same, I'd be happy. Like, this movie was good not just because of the way it looks, but like the jokes were good, the action was kind of cool. Jim Carrey was
the voice
amazing.
acting.
Yeah, the voice acting was good. Like.
And yeah, again, that's what allowed the movie to make more money than just like decent opening weekend. But it's like at the end of the day, what helped it get a lot, like the money it got, was because hey, they made it look as close to the character. Because again, the movie there isn't identical to the games, but it's as close as you're gonna get. Like it's a situation where it's like, hey, we got as much as we did. We took a little bit of liberties, but we got like 80 to 90%, which is what you do with an adaptation. You can't get look at Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a perfect example. Every Spider-Man movie has a different costume. Every single one. The Sam Raimi ones are a little bit more consistent, but literally every single Spider-Man has a different fucking outfit. But again, you see the commonalities, you see where they're taking it from the original source material, and you see where they're adapting new stuff in there. The Sonic thing, I was looking at that going, bro, how is anybody gonna like fucking not be mad at this shit?
Yeah, no, I was surprised by the reactions, but I also wasn't too surprised about just people, acting to it.
Like the thing is, there's nothing wrong with changing Sonic's design. Like hell, his design, like from the first game to like Sonic Adventures, is completely different. The problem is that that design in the movie, the original one, was fucking atrocious. It was ugly. It was absolutely nasty. Like the thing is, if you were gonna watch that movie, you would keep getting distracted by how ugly this fucking Sonic was.
And you're looking at that character a lot. It's not like this is a random side character. This is the main fucking person you gotta look at. Like say what you want. Like, yeah, maybe you don't like the new Scorpion outfit, but I wouldn't say it's terrible. It's different. And it's trying to be like, I'm sure they're gonna have a different one, probably a more not comic appropriate, game appropriate one throughout the movie. But that's still Scorpion. You can look at that game. Oh yeah, that's totally Scorpion. The weapon and all that shit. The voice a little bit off, but he's saying the lines.
I just love it though.
Hey, look, obviously I want the traditional get over here, but I also get that if the person in the mask is saying it. It's not someone like dubbing it.
No, yeah, no, I totally get what you're saying, and it does definitely sound like he is talking while that fucking mask's on.
That's what I mean, because I'm like, oh, I mean, look, I'll give you points for that. I'm not, like, if it were me, I would have dubbed it over, but I get it.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally get you, man. But really quick before we continue on, because I did ask Ganja, but Jed, what was the last action movie that you remember even slightly liking? It doesn't have to be something that came out recently, but just when was the last movie you saw action-wise that was actually pretty entertaining to you?
Let's see. It had something to do with some dude's wife being dead or something like that. Got a team of people. Bombs over Baghdad.
For real?
Ugly, like ugly as fuck. Orange filter.
Extraction? Like,
I was just about to say Extraction.
yeah.
The funny thing is, I don't know what fucking movie I'm fucking talking about. I'm just throwing out to you. And the fact that you two came up with something.
And the same movie.
Yeah, no, Extraction, no, because this movie with Chris Hemsworth, which I think that's why you liked it, because people, I'm going to call her out really quick. I think she has a crush on Chris Hemsworth.
I think you have a crush on Chris.
Wait, when did I say I liked them? You just basically asked me what was the last one I saw, and I'm basically describing like what I remember. Ugly filter, dude, probably in a team. Bombs over Baghdad, which means they're basically like fighting over there somewhere in like the middle fucking east for no fucking reason.
Oil.
It's probably cheap there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably fucking oil. Probably some like big evil baddie over there. They gotta fight there instead of basically like in America or some shit.
I mean, hey, listen, it is what it is. I feel like this movie was okay, but the thing is, though, is like...
I actually love this movie. I know you didn't ask me, or you weren't going to ask me at all. I actually really liked Extraction. Like, the story is kind of dumb, but I really just enjoyed the movie overall.
That filter.
Yeah, why is it always brown?
It's because it's in India. Like, we need to make sure you know it's in India. So they put a fucking... They got called out for that, by the way.
Yeah.
The fucking controversy with this movie. I looked at that going, oh, that is aggressive.
One thing that I thought you were going to say, to be honest, dude, was Six Underground. Do you remember that with the Michael Bay movie?
I saw Extraction afterwards, but yeah, that's also on that list, honestly. Six Underground was, I didn't expect I was going to like it. The only reason I watched it is because Nick's like, you got to watch this. I'm like, I'm not going to watch another Michael Bay fucking shit movie. And then I don't even think I saw the trailer. I think I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Nick's been bugging me for weeks. I'm going to fucking watch this fucking movie. And that opening, I'm like, okay, so this is what happens when they give you a budget and they tell you don't have to worry about fucking robots. You do whatever the fuck you want.
Another one. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Bad Boys 3.
Oh, dude, I'm surprised I didn't think of that one. Yeah, speak on that for a minute, dude, because like I think most people kind of forget how great that movie is, and I'm totally like for everyone saying that was one of the best movies that came out last year, because it really was.
Oh, easily. It was. The thing is, like, I wasn't even sure I was gonna like it because I wasn't a huge fan of the first two. I was like, this is just, hey, watch Will Smith be the coolest guy in the fucking world and consistently be cool at everything because he's the best, and watch fucking Martin Lawrence be an idiot while he tags along like a fucking discount version of Rush Hour. Like, it just to me, like, this and Rush Hour are almost the same franchise to me, except Rush Hour is better. But watching 3, I'm like, I'll just fucking watch it just because I have nothing better to do. And the action was fantastic, but that's an easy thing to say as far as, oh, the action was good. I did not think I would like the story as much. Like, you actually got to see the characters doing their normal stuff, but you got to see Will Smith be vulnerable, like real vulnerable, where it's like, yeah, the guy gets shot up. I was like, are they going to kill Will Smith in this?
Yeah.
I was like, legitimately thought for a moment Will Smith is going to die. And then when he comes back, he's like, he's still trying to be his normal, awesome self. But the world's telling him, like, you're just projecting. You're afraid right now. It's okay to be afraid. But you can't keep doing the same shit. You need to figure out what you want to do in life. And the stuff that movie does is incredible. And it's one of those things where it's stuck in my head because if I ever wanted to just, like, if someone ever walked into a room and said, okay, I need your help with this action scene, what would you do? Almost every single action scene in Bad Boys 3 is a reference to another action movie. The shootout in the fucking garage might as well be a hard-boiled scene. There's a literal T2 fucking helicopter fight. Like, almost every single one has a reference to another action movie. And that's shit that I would always want to do. Like, oh yeah, take this action scene, extend it, but put it here, use these kind of colors. It was better than any of the other Bad Boys movies. Like, Bad Boys 3 is better than Bad Boys 1 and 2 easily.
I disagree heavily. I like the first two better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, for me, I like the first one for its comedy. The second one, I think, was way better in action. But man, dude, like that they're almost.
Plus, they had that iconic scene that got copied a lot, so a lot of people kind of forgot how iconic it was. But when they're taking the military trucks through the favelas and they're crashing into each individual building,
Oh, yeah.
Like that was the first time a large set piece stunt like had been done like that, where the actors or the stunt actors were going to be in a continuous shot where they had to make sure to hit certain markers in order to make sure the shot looked good. And that was like the real first time they ever really done it. And that was for Bad Boys 2. I think they actually got credited for special effects, I think, that year in the Oscars for it.
That's really cool. I'm actually glad that's the
because that's a hard R movie. Like the fact that the Oscars like, yeah, throw it on.
Yeah. No, man. For me, one of the last things, and you know, I'll stop with this whole segment after this, but like Outside the Wire, I think was a really, really good,
Yes.
especially like just during a year where not a lot of movies came out and everything too. And I was like, dude, like seeing this kind of got me spoiled with what's his name, Anthony Mackie, because I never really seen anything with him in it, and I saw this and like he's funny, but he's robotic because he is a robot, but he's a great action star, but then he's like he has a lot of chemistry with the other character. And then I'm watching, you know, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And we're not going to talk about that yet, guys. Probably see that review for tomorrow, but we'll see. But the thing is, though, it's like seeing him in that, I think that him as a Falcon is way, way not as interesting as this character that he plays here. There's even points here, like in this scene right here, he seems a lot like Denzel Washington from Training.
Yeah. The Training Day fucking comparisons to this movie are so on point that I was like, there's no way that the writer and director were not like, yeah, we totally want to do a Training Day type situation.
Yeah, by the way, I did see 8 Mile, but the thing is, though, is that if Anthony Mackie is actually in that movie, then he didn't do good enough for me to pay attention. Yeah.
Okay, Anthony Mackie is in that movie, but look, the only reason people even remember that is because of the memes. Like, the whole, this guy's a gangster, his real name's Clarence. Like, it's my favorite line of the whole movie. But Anthony Mackie's like, yeah, he's just supposed to be the big top dog rapper who's Eminem's rival throughout the entire movie. But it's like people don't really think about it. The only thing they think about is the joke with the whole his real name is Clarence. He doesn't really do a lot in that movie.
Yeah, because I'm going to look that up really quick because I want to see what he looks like. Oh, yeah. No, I remember this scene. This is one of the most memorable fucking scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Papa Doc,
dude,
yeah.
yeah, he just sat there and was just like, you know, a punching bag for Eminem. It's like, yeah, it's not so great. Not this guy, by the way. We're not talking about him.
No, because basically he comes in because like at the start of it, he's supposed to be the best rapper in the city or at least in the area, and Eminem is he's choking the whole time because he can't stand the pressure. So at the whole movie, he's just dealing with all this bullshit, and eventually he goes, you know what, fuck it, I'm like I give up. Like it's like he gives up, but not in a way of like he quits. He's like, I'm just done being afraid of this guy and lets him have it. And then Bob Dog's like, fuck, what the fuck am I supposed to say? Like he calls me out, okay, I give up, like I'm done.
Yeah, that's why sometimes, you know, when people do these movies where it's like, hey, you gotta be vulnerable, you gotta let like the main guy whoop your ass a little bit or whatever, like whether it's a fight or you know, a comedy movie or whatever. The thing is like, you know, they can do their best work there, but like when people say like, man, I don't like how that one guy was acting, he's pretty bad. It's like, well, yeah, this is not his time. Like that's not the purpose of this scene or this movie. It's not a vehicle for, you know, Anthony Mackie's a vehicle for Eminem. So you know, it is what it is. But yeah, but that scene, you know, dude, bravo to him for just like no one even talks about that anymore. It's you know the Falcon.
They bring it up as a joke because, and trust me, it's my favorite line. Like that is so disrespectful. It's like you just destroyed this entire man's career because you called him by his real fucking name.
Which is funny considering Eminem's name is actually Marshall Mathers.
Yeah.
Arguably just as corny.
Yeah,
But it was less about that because like
talking.
well no because it's less about the whole you know who has a cornier fucking name, but it was more about this guy like he acts like he's the biggest gangster in the world, but like it was other stuff like this guy's a gangster, his real name is Clarence, like he lives at home with both parents, and Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. Like he's basically saying this guy's not a gangster, he's a poser.
Yeah, no, that shit was pretty funny. For me,
I didn't. Mr. Marshall Bruce Mathers the third, bitch.
Yep. He also lives in a trailer park. He also gets beat up, and they've like he spends his first half of that rap battle calling himself out.
Well, bitch, then fucking get harder, then you spoiled milk-looking bitch.
Again, that rap battle, he spends the first half of that calling himself out, and then that's why at the end of it, it's like, tell them something you don't know about me.
Really quick though, guys, I'm gonna do another small review before we get the fuck out of here because there's a couple things I want to touch on before we go. One of those I might save for tomorrow, but we'll see. But something that I feel like I'm kind of upset that Alan didn't watch because I gotta tell you, they kind of show how to do stuff within this realm of media that's actually a little bit different. Whether or not it's good or not, we'll get into it later. But Thunder Force.
Are you bro? No. I was
Yes.
like, oh, you're gonna review Invincible? Yeah, it sucks. I fell off that show. What are you talking about? This shit, bro. You couldn't pay me to watch a Melissa McCarthy movie. Like, I saw this shit. I saw the trailers and I saw the comments, and everyone's like, "This is some dog shit." I'm like, "Oh, good, another movie to avoid."
I, for one, am ready for this movie.
Yeah, no, this was actually not too bad, dude. So essentially, what happens is, Octavia Spencer and Melissa McCarthy are, by the way, I really love the kids who play them because they do a good thing where like they start off as children, and right away there's bullies. And even in Invincible, there's a lot of stupid shit where like when bullies come up, it's like, I beat your ass, give me your lunch money. And in this movie, it's like, no, instantly they're like, no, fuck you, bullies. And like these two girls, like kind of make a fool out of them, and it's quick. It's within 2 minutes of the fucking movie, right after the credits. And I'm like, wow, we just grew past a lot of stupid shit. Like a lot of shit that would take fucking 30 minutes to get through if it was Shazam or fucking anything else. And I'm like, yes, thank you. And then it's like, okay, well, know what? These are two girls. They don't have boyfriends. They're both a little chubby. They're nerdy. Probably not going to get any boyfriends, right? So now that's going to be this movie. Just like Booksmart. And what they do, they wrap that shit up in another 5 minutes. I'm like, oh my god. They told the whole story of Booksmart. They even had their fight and everything within the next 5 minutes. So now in the first combination, 2 minutes of credits, 2 minutes of the bullies, 5 minutes of the being friends and then not being friends. Dude, in 10 minutes they did what 2 other movies have done. And I'm like, you guys are the shit. I am loving this. The pacing is wonderful. Wonderful. Like, I am so
Someone
happy.
slid LSD into my fucking water? What's going on right now?
I'm telling you, man, it was really cool to see that. And then they go ahead and they get to this place and something else that superhero stuff don't do. They're explaining what the serum is and they explain what the villains are, but not actually showing the villains. They're talking about it. They're explaining with words instead of just pew, pew, I'm the big bad guy. And granted, there is a laser scene where some lady shoots a laser somewhere, but they explain everything. They explain that she comes from a long line of these people who do this. And they explain, hey, our superhero powers, it's not going to be us walking around and a spider goes, whoop, oh, let me bite you and make you a superhero just out of fucking nowhere. It's like, no, they've been working on this serum and explain how long it's taken, etc., etc. So now the superpowers make sense within 20 minutes. So now we're in the halfway part of the movie, no action scenes yet, tons of comedy. There is a couple of fat jokes. Melissa McCarthy got to be, dumb and flip-flopping everywhere, like Chris Farley, and those are the things I don't like. But
someone's got to piss up those Chris Farley's checks, man. They fat, just like the shit they make you do.
Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And then there's funny scenes here where it's like, hey, I might be a super human or whatever the fuck, but I still have access to tasers, and if I've never been in a situation where I fought before, superpowers isn't all that. I can actually kill somebody by holding a taser too long against their face. It's like, wow, so now we're paying respect to just the idea that you don't have to punch a dude through a fucking wall, whatever. You're still using objects that we all use, because you're still going to need that because the superpowers isn't fucking everything. So it's like we're getting a lot of things kind of explained on a surface level, which is actually pretty cool. And even the villain is pretty cool. The villain comes in, I forgot the guy's fucking name, but he was actually the villain in Mall Cop, and he's been on the Louis C.K. show on FX, and now probably edit in the fucking name later on. But that dude, he's just, and this movie gets kind of stupid. He's basically doing what what's that guy who's the Mandalorian? He was in Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, Pedro's in this?
Yeah,
What?
no, he's not in this, but this guy is doing basically what Pedro Pascal's character did in 84, in Wonder Woman 84.
I got you.
Where it's like, hey, it's basically everything that you can say that's Trump and then not being Trump. It's like, okay, we get it, political bad guy, blah blah blah. So I think that it's kind of cool that they went that route, and granted, these main characters are really interesting and they take up the entire movie. But yeah, our villain is barely in this, but yet they're like, hey, you know what? You guys probably would relate to hating fucking Donald Trump if he had superpowers, so boom, we're doing that. But yeah, not much else to say here. It's a funny movie. I think they do a lot of stuff that, regular superhero movies can't fucking do. But the thing is that kind of hold us back is, once again, Melissa McCarthy, you gotta stop with the fat stuff, man. Just because you're fat, I think we've grown really past that stupid era of just Kevin James falling everywhere or whatever. Jonah Hill.
Apparently, Melissa McCarthy hasn't.
Yeah, or Rebel Wilson. That's another one. Because wasn't she the one that's on Pitch Perfect?
Yeah. Oh, that's another person. I'll never watch one of her movies.
Yeah. Like you guys can see, we hate fat people over here. No.
That's not what my point is at all. If Chris Farley was making movies, I'd watch a Chris Farley movie.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I still like Kevin James. And by the way, I even watched this because I like Octavia Spencer, and I love. Well, no, I don't love Melissa McCarthy, but I like movies like Ma, etc. So it's like I want to see anything Octavia Spencer's in, and I'm willing to let things go with Melissa McCarthy because 2 years ago, I remember. I think you watched this. I can't remember, but didn't she do something like serious?
Yeah, I refuse to watch it. Everyone kept telling me to watch it. I'm like, no. Because can you ever forgive me? To which I go, no. What was it? Happy Time Murders was a terrible movie.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And people are saying that Rebel has lost some weight. So let's see.
That's good.
And that's cool. It's, I mean, like I said, I don't watch a lot of her movies, so it's not like I'm saying she's still fat, guys. But what I'm trying to say, by the way, because here's the thing.
That stick is still around. That's what they got the career based off of being the fat person in the movies. Melissa McCarthy was Bridesmaids. I want to say that was one of her first movies where she was like, oh, she's going to be essentially, the female Kevin James. Rebel Wilson essentially was taking over that fucking torch because she became the new. All my jokes are going to be centered around the fact that I'm fat. And it's like it becomes that harmful stereotype where it's like fat's your entire personality as opposed to you actually have a person underneath there.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like, and once again, you gotta be extra careful with these fucking assholes. But like, my whole thing is like, I haven't seen any of her new movies, so I don't know. But like, here's the problem with these movies, guys, is that they're always around. So when you're the fat person, like I'm pretty sure Kevin James lost a lot of weight too, and John Goodman lost a lot of weight right now. But like, they've been big boys. So, like, when you think of John Goodman, you think of Roseanne, where he's always walking around like, oh, I'm in the mood for some more cookies, Roseanne. Can you make me some? Oh, I'm a fat bitch, so, the whole fucking thing. So,
no, but the thing is, John Goodman, like, he has range. Like, what was it? 10 Cloverfield Lane. He was the villain of that. At no point does he fall on his ass or some shit.
Exactly.
He acts like a villain of the movie.
Yeah, and then that's one thing that you'll notice with the people that they do something different. Like, even Jonah Hill has had moments where it's not just he's fat. There's a movie called War Dogs that I really fucking love watching.
Oh, yeah.
And his character it doesn't matter if he's fat, tiny, tall, whatever. It does not matter. He's amazing. So Gary says John Goodman looked better fat. For some reason, Gary Eakin does not like that John Goodman lost a bunch of weight because you kind of like lost his image of who John Goodman is. So I don't know.
He had to lose weight, man. Fred Flintstone's about to die of a heart attack.
He's like,
like if the person's healthy. That's what matters the fucking most.
You mean Roseanne's husband?
Yeah.
Oh, really? No. We're going there? Nah. That man's been in too many good movies.
Like his old character was like Jolly or whatever. When he was like Dan Connor, Roseanne's husband.
Yeah. No, and
I'm trying to think like what time so he had his most character when he was like bigger.
He's outgrown that. He's way more popular than that.
Yeah, because he's like 19, mid-90s. Oh, yeah, Hangover 3, you're right. Yeah, and then, I mean, to me, you already said it with Cloverfield Lane. Like, I love his character there, dude. Like, that's like my new thing that I remember him by, because I fucking love that movie so much. He did such a great job. Like, the fact that he can turn footsteps to another room scary as fuck. Like, I was so nervous when he just came around like, hey, what are you guys doing? Yeah. Talking to each other? I'm like, oh, God, don't talk to each other, man.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I thought you were still talking about the Flintstones. I thought you were talking about Fred Flintstone's big features.
Yes.
I'll beat the fuck out of you.
Man, remembering John Goodman for Fred Flintstone is like remembering fucking Sopranos guy for Mario Brothers.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know. God damn. Imagine John Goodman fucking like he should be Bowser, like King Koopa, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever. Don't try to make another live action Mario. Like I don't know what Illumination's gonna do with fucking Mario Brothers, but keep that shit animated.
Hey, if it's anything
they gotta make Bowser
Tokyo, it might be good.
Might be what?
They gotta make Bowser big and sexy.
Yeah, they already opened the park in I think it was Universal Japan. Yeah. So now you can go to Mario Land and jump on Koopas and like buy a bunch of overpriced merchandise and ride some rides that take an hour to get on.
Yeah. Pretty much, because I'm looking at this though too. Like, just to kind of wrap it all up as far as this goes, it's like, yeah, if Mario can do something that's just kind of fun and makes fun of its own shit, like maybe making fun of video game movies or something, that'd be cool. Because this made fun of superhero shit, but then said enough things that would make nerds go, "Oh, I know what reference that is." It's like, you know what? Like, if you're a person who loves superhero content, and you're watching this, probably about to like fold your arms like, hey, they shouldn't talk about it if they don't know nothing about it. Meh. It's like, you know what though, dude? Like, they do something here that will satisfy your hunger for more nerd shit. And then for the people who don't like that, well, they're going to be happy too because they're making fun of the silly stuff. And I know you're not going to like it, Alan, but I do recommend it to you specifically.
No, you know what? I'm going to give it a chance.
Okay, nice. I mean, probably in a year
I'm
from now, right?
totally kidding. What the
Oh.
fuck is wrong with you? Why would you ever think that I would watch a Melissa McCarthy comedy? You could almost get me on a drama. A Melissa McCarthy drama, okay, maybe she won't fall on her ass in a fucking drama.
But Rob,
maybe.
What about Octavia Spencer?
I like Octavia Spencer, but she did in fucking movies I hated too. She was in Shape of Water. I fucking hate that movie.
Yeah, you're right.
No, Octavia, and she was in Ma. I also hate that movie.
What were you saying, Jed?
Hater.
Yeah,
I hate shitty movies.
Just so you guys know, by the way, Jet likes Shape of Water. I'm putting it out there right
For
now.
some fucking reason.
Why, Jet? Why? Tell me
Roast the
why.
penis.
Tell me why.
It just came off as a fun movie to me.
I think you just.
And well acted. I'm sorry.
Okay, it should be.
It was well acted. I'll give her that. It was well acted.
No, I don't give a fuck.
It was
I hate
monster
every
penis.
fucking minute of this movie.
Yeah, I think because Jet likes monster girls and shit, so she probably watched this and sees that reptile dude, and she's like, "Oh shit, you got that
What?
that monster in there, just trying to get some loving going on." You know, it is what it is. Gary, it's about a girl that wants to fuck a fish. It's like, yeah.
I was like, you wouldn't.
Exactly. Yeah, honestly, Gary, I think you would probably fuck a fish.
Yeah, probably.
I was like, that was like you would. If you saw that fucking fish, man, and he had some big ass fucking peck titties
We're not gonna talk about this.
and a big ass fish dick, you're saying you wouldn't go for it.
No, yeah,
And
Gary,
that's
honestly-
next review of Thunder
I'm
Force.
looking at all of you going like, I know you guys are lying.
Yeah, Gary, you gotta let us know, dude. I'm gonna read that later.
Gary would fuck the Angelina Jolie fish from Shark Tales.
I heard that is Shark
Yeah,
Tank.
right.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
Think of
Shark
your
Tank.
community.
Like,
Yeah.
I remember Angelina Jolie on Shark Tank. She's just sitting there as a fish. Like, I would also invest.
Yes, I would.
Yes. Well, okay. I guess you already got it. Because Gary said yes, I would.
Exactly.
That's Gary. Leave it there.
Hey, we're not allowed to kink shame here. Gary, you be yourself, dog.
Yes,
You
we
be
are.
yourself.
Says who? We talk shit about everyone else, but suddenly Kings we're not allowed to talk shit to? Fuck that.
Anyways, though, guys, moving on to the next thing over here, and I know it's like, damn, lots of reviews going right through them. Oh, by the way, my review for fucking Thunder Force rating-wise, yeah, 3.5 out of 5. It's right down in the middle. If it wasn't for a couple of jokes that kind of lasted a little too long, I say that movie is better than average. It's pretty up there. One of my favorite things I've watched this month. I'm not even joking. So thank you, Thunder
We've only
Force.
watched one thing this month.
I've watched a lot. I've watched all those stupid ass Falcon and Winter bullshit goddamn things. By the way, I didn't watch any episodes, so don't get mad at me, guys, if you're all like, hey, don't you talk about the movie, but we can't say what it is because spoilers, but spoilers matter. No, fuck you. By the way, Alan, did you watch it? Are you caught up
Oh,
with
yeah,
it?
yeah, I'll watch it. Yeah, I'm
Maybe
fine.
I'll get you to review it right now after this.
It's up to you.
Yeah, because I am curious what you think, because people are like blowing it up at me, like, "Oh, dude, you gotta watch it." So I don't know. But moving on though, gotta bring this up, and I'm actually kind of upset that I gotta bring this up. Every now and then, Jen and I will be looking through Netflix.
Oh,
and,
God, you actually watched this?
Yeah, and I gotta tell you, like, we watch things not just for the reviews and everything. We watch stuff to kind of just let time slip by. And she wanted to show me something that came out that wasn't on Netflix, and I guess as far as I know, it's not on Hulu or Amazon or even Funimation or anything. By the way, Jet, you can correct me if I'm wrong if it gets to that point. But I would say maybe watch a show with you, and this movie is based on the manga. Don't Toy with Me, Miss Naga. What's her name? Nagatoro.
Well, there's a few names for it. It's like, please don't tease me, Miss Nagatoro-san. Please don't bully me, Miss Nagatoro-san. It's on those lines of either like basically bullying.
So by the way, and not to like, you know, because I mean I kind of have a bullet list kind of put out to do this in a narrative based way, so I'm not too all over the place. But before we even get into that, I want to ask you, like, why are these things titled differently? And when they are titled differently, is it because publishers like do publishers like edit anything off of it or make it different? Where like, oh, we gotta watch this version of it and then also this other version of it, because if we don't, then details are gonna be like out.
When it comes to manga and anime, you're saying like, why do they title it that way?
Yeah, like or I'm not asking why they title it differently, but like when they do they ever change things as well, like not just the title? Do they ever change anything else in the manga?
Yeah, when a manga basically gets turned into an anime, a lot of the times things aren't, how should I say, exactly like the manga. They change some things around, usually for the worst. But in this case, it's actually a faithful adaptation.
Okay, well then shit. But yeah, so the official anime title, apparently, if I got this right, it's Please Don't Bully Me Nagatoro. And yeah, dude, I remember watching the trailer, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I could have sworn we watched the trailer like a month ago or something. And when I watched it,
2 weeks ago.
Okay, and yeah, I thought you were fucking with me when you told me that you were excited about this because, and that's another thing too. Like, why were you excited about this? Like, what drew you to the anime, or did you even read like the manga before the trailer came out?
I skimmed through a lot of it, like when it was announced like a couple months back, and it's actually way popular even before then.
Okay, well then shit, yeah, because that's the biggest thing.
Mega popular. This is possibly the second most anticipated anime of this season.
Yeah, because the thing that's crazy about this is that the manga is not just a typical manga either. So apparently the way it was distributed, this is why I wrote down, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it came out as a web manga series, which is, I'm completely unfamiliar with that. But it was published by Kodansha back in 2017, and the way they do these, the web mangas, is that it's on some app. I think it's called like Manga Pocket, or what the fuck is it called?
You're going too far into stuff. I cannot actually answer for you because the way you're describing it right now is stuff I don't read on that type of stuff, so I can't really answer you on that.
Okay, because like the reason why I thought that was important at least is because I didn't know that there was like some kind of manga equivalent to Comixology. Because what we have over here for comic books is Comixology, and essentially what that is like if you get a subscription to it, you get the shit sent directly to you, so you can be up to date with all the comic stories. And I didn't know that manga was like that back then because as far as every time I look up manga or like one of the guys that I work with, DJ Miles, like he'll do some like webtoon comic reading or whatever, like live on his stream, and they're usually like converted manga stuff that already has paperback or something. And I guess, like, yeah, it's on this, like, magazine pocket thing or whatever. And, I don't know. I just didn't know much about it. And apparently this is a thing that only started happening back in 2015. And this came out in 2017. So, yeah, like, and the guys who do this are the guys who did, like, weekly shonen stuff since, like, 1959. They did, like, Attack on Titan and a bunch of other shit, too. And that's the English ones that did that. So it's just kind of weird that, like, I've never heard of this. And then they've done so many other way big fucking projects, but yet they put money on this to do an anime. It's just kind of like, wow, all right, well, like, do I really not pay attention enough to, like, not know what this is or never heard of it before? Like, I don't know.
You're not really big into the whole manga thing. The thing is, there's millions of manga you've literally never heard of.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm sure of that, but it's just like, if it got an anime, I felt like it was, like, with Beastars, before we watched Beastars, I knew a little bit of Beastars. Like, there was some talk about it. I kept seeing it, like, as topics put on things or whatever, but, like, I've never seen...
That's because they were basically talking about having it become an anime, but it was around, like, before then. Like, talks of anime, like, come maybe, like, possibly a year or so before the anime actually even happens. Mm-hmm. But most of the time, a lot of the time, people big into manga are the reason, like, these are actually getting adaptions.
Okay. But, yeah, now you guys are probably like, damn, you're talking about the history of shit. Like, yeah, get into the fucking thing. Well, like, the story basically centers around this introverted dude. I say introverted? And he's interviewed, whatever the fuck. But he's...
Motherfuckers in and out.
But introverted dude who's going to high school. His name is Naoto, whatever the fuck. They keep calling him Senpai, by the way. Jed, did they ever say this motherfucker's name? You
might as well just call him Senpai.
No, that's the thing. It's like, so I looked this up. Like, I'm trying to do research on this shit to pay some respect to this stupid ass shit. And yes, at this point I'm getting mad because I'm like, I'm trying to pay some respect. This is almost like the comic nerd shit again, where it's like, well, actually, his name is whatever. I'm like, dude, I can't tell. They fucking don't even say the motherfucker's name in this. That's how bad the writing is in this. They don't say his name. She keeps calling him Senpai. The whole and like almost too much. There's a big joke within like making fun of anime for people that are actually not into anime or whatever. They always like mock it, saying like, "Oh, notice me, senpai, and senpai, whatever the fuck," right? This makes it so much worse.
Senpai is a real thing.
I know, but like, okay, really quick, let's go ahead and talk about this. So, what is senpai? Tell me English-wise, what the fuck is a senpai? The equivalent in English. Huh?
It's your upperclassman.
Okay, cool. So,
like if you're a freshman and someone's like a senior, they're your senpai.
Okay, so tell me, in what fucking planet do I go to school and instead of saying, "Hey, Todd," or "Hey, Ramona," or whatever some random person's name, instead of calling them by their names, I'm going, "Hey, senior. Hey, junior. Hey, junior. Hey, senior. Hey, senior. Hey, sophomore. Hey, junior." Like that. Why are we calling them senpai in these fucking shows? That makes no sense.
Like, you do that with You do that a lot in Japan, where you actually have to, respect people with titles. If someone's older than you, you have to give them that title of senpai. You can call them by their name. Like this dude's name is Naoto, so Naoto senpai would be what you would basically call him if you guys were friends.
Well, wonderful. I don't know. I hate this.
Like friend.
Having a good time, am I right? Like, girls are fucking. How dare they sit there and enjoy their day? You know, that weird incel shit that fucking incels like to watch this crap. Okay, because that's pretty much what it fucking is. Like, you know, people that sit down and they don't get pussy all fucking their whole lives, they watch this and like, I feel the way he feels, you know, whatever the fuck. It's like, yeah, I can't stand that shit. And then the idea of this too is like, the way it's even shot, and I know I'm saying like shot like this is a live action thing. It's not a live action thing, but the angles is like every time a girl's like, I don't like him, he's a pervert, but the camera's behind her ass with the fucking skirt popping up and down, and then they to say it numerous times, the high school stuff. But this character that we're supposed Nagatoro, she's 15 years old. And we see her like really weird shit of like almost kissing him, always grabbing his chest, poking at him. There's a part where she's basically almost rubbing his fucking nipples. She wants to model for him. She's messing around with her shirt like she's gonna open her titties out, whatever. All this crazy bullshit. And like I'm supposed to, I just
like a lot of high school girls try to get guys' attention in high school.
I mean, that happens. That's happened even when I was in elementary. But it's not a show. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like if you're a grown person and I'm a grown person and you're a grown person and there's many people watching this that are grown people, they're watching this shit and they should be on a fucking list. This is weird. This is one of those weird anime things. Why do all the girls have to be really fucking young but act like they're fucking adults? Why is that a thing? Why can't these writers who write these storylines and animate these things get past their fucking school bullying from pretty girls? You know, get over the fact they didn't get anybody to like you, okay? And make something different. Don't come out here and fucking, oh, once upon a time a girl doesn't get girls and then the girl goes, ew, pervert, and he makes an anime and now he's important. Like, who gives a fuck?
Well, I mean, the more realistic thing would be like, oh, he got bullied by these girls and now he has a bully fetish. He likes to be dominated. Would actually be the more realistic route.
And this is, he's also a young kid. So it's like, yeah, we're going to watch this kid who's going through this. He has some weird domination thing that he likes to enjoy with this girl because he's been bullied by a bunch of other dudes. Which
we didn't say that now.
Well, I just copied what you just said.
So, like, well, now, let's go here now. Let's go actually into, like, the actual show. The show is literally about bullying. This girl is a straight up, like, sadist. Like, she is a straight up bully.
She just likes it.
No, she is a straight up bully. Like, this is not for like the faint of heart. Like, this type of show is not for someone who absolutely cannot stand this type of stuff, because like it is a romance, but at the same time, like it does involve like bully eventually becomes love interest. If you don't like that type of trope, this is absolutely not for you, because that's exactly where it's going.
No, and I know that, but it's like this is the 50th one.
And actually, it's not. Usually when you see stuff like this, it's usually the guy who basically is the major bully to the girl. In these types of shows, the reason why this one's a lot different is while it is the girl being the bully and the dude being a complete social reject with a whole bunch of social anxiety, the manga actually did have a major character development. All the characters actually do get major character development.
And maybe that'll happen soon, and I'm willing to continue watching this every week to kind of get to that point, because I hate stopping shows. I hate like watching only 3 episodes and then never watching it again, because it's a waste of my fucking time. And this felt like a huge, complete fucking waste of my time, and it frustrated me from the moment it started. And just to put it out to people, I was in a bad mood before I watched this, and I was like, you know what, let me just fucking try my best to be like, no, it's okay. If I was in the library, I would also not like people laughing and joking around too. And like, still, I could not get into it because it's like every fucking 5 minutes or something that happens that's like, weird. Like there's a part where he's like, she tells him, I can model for you. I want to be part of your manga book that you're writing, or just whatever these drawings are or whatever. So can you please fucking draw me? And he draws her, and then like, it's almost like the people that are making the anime are kind of like patting themselves on the back.
You're going straight into like stuff that they might not understand without explaining more. So basically, the dude's basically an artist. He wants to draw manga, but the problem is he can't, like, since he was bullied since he was young for drawing, he's terrible at communicating with people. He doesn't talk to people. He doesn't like look people in the face when they talk. He is basically a social outcast. He goes into the library one day where four of these girls, Nagatoro included, are basically just being your normal teenage girls, basically doing a whole bunch of laughing, talking about the boys that they're interested in, blah, blah, blah. He has that social anxiety thing where it's just like, oh, shoot, a group of girls, if I walk past them, are they going to make fun of me? Are they going to do whatever? Oh, man, I'm never going to talk to any of these girls. He fucks up, drops his whole thing of manga that he's working on the floor while one of the girls was walking past, going to get a book from the library, and they notice it, and that's when Nagatoro basically says, like, okay, this is my opening. He draws, but oh, wait, these characters are stiff as fuck because he doesn't know how to communicate with people, and he does not know how to actually write women, especially if he's making the main character his self-insert. He does not know how people act. So I'm gonna tease him for this shit.
Okay, so that's the thing. But
that's how this whole bullying thing starts out.
Now
like,
you do realize.
How it happens.
Okay, now you do realize that that's problematic writing-wise. Where the very next scene, she's literally doing some really basic girl shit that I swear to God would be a thing that he probably already wrote in that book. Like, hey, I'll model for you, draw me, and then she's trying to like pretend like she's gonna take her fucking clothes off. And then, like, this really stupid, like, I'm going to kiss you, but let's wait a long time before we ever connect our lips. Oh, wait, we don't connect our lips. It's also a joke. It's like, yeah, this is, like, you know, I'm going to show him that, you know, he's writing these characters one-dimensionally. So let me do some one-dimensional shit the day later. Like, these things are counteracting. And the reason why they're counteracting is because the storyline of the actual show is one-dimensional. It's shitty.
She's not a one-dimensional character. She's definitely not. But she is a status. She's just like, okay, you drew me like I said you would. But the thing is, you're literally so scared you couldn't actually draw me correctly because you couldn't actually look at me. So therefore, I'm not going to reward you with a kiss, but instead I'm going to make fun of you and I'm going to make you cry. She is a bully. She makes him cry twice in this entire like episode, where you actually do feel bad for. Just like, damn.
So you feel bad for him, but when Deku cries or whatever on fucking My Hero Academia, it's like, that's annoying. At least he's falling from skies and dealing with the world bullying. This guy is scared, crying because, oh, stop picking on me, while I literally walked into the library talking shit about y'all in my head, saying, God, these women, they're fucking enjoying themselves. I hate women. Like, fuck this guy. How do you feel sorry for him, and how is this not problematic with this crying shit when we've seen it from more annoying shows all over the place?
Because one doesn't have superpowers.
Well, shit. I just, for me, I hate the high school aesthetic again, the continual, and then the bullying. I fucking knew as soon as it started, I was like, they're gonna have a flashback because, oh, everyone who gets bullied, we gotta feel sorry for. Which, by the way, I'm so fucking sick of feeling sorry for people that get bullied. That shit, I am not doing anymore. If you get bullied, you know, in the past, whatever, hopefully you got over it, and hopefully it doesn't bother you anymore. But like, be strong, God fucking damn it. Like, I'm sick of that, especially in these stories. Like, you can't keep just putting that down there and it's like a fucking Game Shark for goddamn, like, oh, you'll care about my character as long as I get my ass kicked for lunch money. Like,
and that's exactly where this story is going. It basically will actually show him actually standing up for himself, to where this will actually turn more into like, okay, the two actually care for each other. Sort of story, instead of just like one-sided, okay, I'm going to keep bullying you until you finally start opening up.
Yeah, I guess. One thing I will say before you end it off and everything too, because and I'm sorry for being so passionate. I hate this show, and I hate animes
You were
that are
so
like this.
passionate, but you forgot to describe what actually happened and why she was actually bullying him.
I did. I don't want to do this, but I really feel like you weren't listening because I said everything you said in the beginning. But it's all right. It's all good. But the thing is, though, it's like one thing I want to bring up too is just the overreacting for everything too. I really hate it when these male characters and these fucking like female-filled shows where a girl touches him and he goes and he like chokes on his own spit. Like, I don't know why voice actors do that, but like it happens 3 fucking times in this, and in general I just hate it. Me and Alan were just enjoying this show called Demon Slayer, and the show is badass, balls to the wall, amazing the whole way through. And then we get to episode 13 and there's a character who's like, you didn't tell me she was a girl, and like just these fucking noises that sounds like a fat dude choking on oil. Just these horrible fucking...
There's a reason for that. Basically, when it comes to animated stuff, they have to over-exaggerate, because if you're not over-exaggerating when it comes to when it comes to drawing, and it's kind of basic. You go into the whole basic voice actor territory, which is boring to listen to. In Nagatoro, you can actually tell everyone is loving the character that they're playing, especially Nagatoro, which is why she was actually so fun to watch, especially while she was bullying this dude.
Yeah, I would just say I didn't like it, but is there anything else I'm missing as far as the ending of the episode? Because I'm gonna let you handle that one because I don't want to, be incorrect.
No, except for like at the end, it basically shows him like he basically does tell her how he feels about her. Like, yeah, you're annoying and you tick me off, but I don't hate you because it's obvious that you actually are interested in the stuff that I'm doing. You're not trying to do stuff maliciously. You're like, he senses like he actually does want to get to know him, but she does not know how to actually like show her interest correctly.
Yeah, so for me,
the opening slaps.
the opening is okay. I like the opening. It's a pretty good opening. It doesn't fit the fucking show, but you know what? It's a good opening, and that's fine.
It's show amazingly.
Well, we'll agree or disagree. I just to wrap it up on my end at least. 1 out of 5 for me. No, fucking that's 0.5 out of 5. I fucking hate this show. I fucking hate.
How you gonna give it a 0.5 when not only the art was great, the voice acting was great. The voice actors actually played their parts amazingly. It's a faithful adaptation. That's not fair.
What they should do is they should try to be more like Earwig and the Witch.
I was like about to say, this guy gave that movie a 4. A 4. I never gave him. Like, this motherfucker's too mad. This motherfucker yelling at me for some dumb shit.
No, but yeah, 0.5 out of 5.
Fuck you for giving that movie a high rating. That movie was some dog shit. Jet deserves to yell at you for this shit.
Yeah, I'm willing to watch it again. Who knows? Maybe it'll get better. I was in a bad mood before I watched it. I can't deny it. I can't lie. I can't whatever. And plus, if I didn't say that on here, then she would have just automatically thought I was in a bad mood.
You're still gonna end up watching it with me every week, so.
Yeah, which I'm cool. I'm fine for that, but it's like when I'm watching good. And by the way, guys, this has been a good year for anime the last 12 months. I mean, My Hero Academia is back. You had people kind of like the new Attack on Titan stuff.
Except the beginning, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I personally have loved ReZero. I only watched season 1 of it. Didn't get to the newer episodes. There's a couple things I watched from Tower of God. That was okay. Ren and Girlfriend was great. So many great anime, and then something like this comes out, and just in my opinion, and Jet's gonna tell me I'm wrong, but I strongly feel this way, and I'm not willing to say that maybe I'm incorrect. No, I feel this way. They went backwards in the development of fucking women in anime and just stories in anime. This is when you look at Rent a Girlfriend, and they could have did stupid shit like this, and he didn't. I'm like, you know what, man? Like, this is shit like this is a fucking problem, and this is why people that don't like anime are always gonna feel the way they feel about anime, because you give them dumb shit like this, and you know what? You've earned your fucking reputation.
You don't have to watch this show.
I know, but if someone's going through just looking,
and oh boy, I don't plan to.
No, because imagine
you're almost basically the dude in this.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. Especially Roxy and Jet. Yeah.
I'm good, man. Same reason I didn't watch Malcolm in the Middle. I need to see that shit on screen. Fuck that.
Seven's Hit Trip. No, this is a Double Toasted pre-show, but they did start. So go to twitch.tv/Double Toasted, and it'll be on.
I love it. He's like, "What the fuck is this? Hi."
Yeah. Hey, hi. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, am I a thing? Like, Jesus Christ. No, yes. But yeah, dude, go over there and enjoy Double Toasted. They're doing Thunder Force review as well as some other things right now. We only do this before they start because Corey Coleman takes a long time to prep sometimes. So go enjoy them, or if not, you can hang out with us and we'll talk about more anime and shit like that for a few more minutes, but we're probably going to get out of here soon. So yeah, you're the shit, and hopefully your head trip was fun and you made it home safe. Now, yeah, looking at this though, yeah, I feel the way I feel about it, but I'm willing to see how this is going to be, because you're saying that there's going to be some character progression. That's one of my favorite things about any kind of anime, storytelling shows, whatever the fuck. So I'm willing to see what happens, but Jet, this episode, what would you rate it, and any last comments that you feel like should be uttered?
So here's the thing. My controversial thing is, I love bully characters. I absolutely fucking adore them, especially if they're
shocker.
The thing is, with bully characters, if you do them right, they can get some amazing ass fucking development, which makes them possibly the best character in the show, Vegeta. But or hell, Bakugo from My Hero Academia. They have basically the best character development in the entire damn show.
You say Bakugo.
I did say Bakugo.
Oh.
Sasuke from Naruto.
What did it say?
He wasn't a bully.
I know, and Sasuke is the best character in Naruto.
No, but that's why I actually do like her so much, because she actually is fun to watch, and like the voice actor actually having fun with this character makes this character 1,000 more times just so much fun to watch. The expressions that she makes when she's basically going at this dude, just like, yeah, you're a bird. Like, how are you gonna write a self-insert of yourself that basically can do this smooth shit with this beautiful girl who threw away her womanhood, but you can't in your real life do this shit? Like, you're a loser. And you know what? I'm going to make fun of you for it. I don't care if you fucking cry, but you know what? Here's a tissue.
I wonder why Jet likes this character.
Look at his stupid face. She sounds
It's fun to watch.
Adding this to the very, very long list of stuff you couldn't pay me to watch.
And the thing is, the senpai character, Naruto, he is acting like his voice actor is great too. It's just like, okay, he's actually realistic, because the fact is, like, he is a social, he has social anxiety from being like bullied when he was young. He can't look people in the face, which is something that a lot of people with social anxiety actually deal with. They get stomach aches when they see a group of people. They freeze up. They want nothing to do with them. And him being in this situation, like, you feel for him, just like, oh, my worst fears actually happened. Not only is a girl who I never thought would actually even talk to me. Oh, she's mean as shit. And she made me cry, and she's younger than me. Now I look like a fucking fool. I can't get any friends, and yet now this one girl basically wants to bully me. Now my fucking life's over. And you actually do feel for him, because, like, okay, this actually is realistic. And the art direction in this is really, really good too. Like, this is one of the best looking animes I've seen in a long time. You can tell whoever worked on this loved working on it.
Yeah,
because
I'll give it that too.
That's beautiful.
Nick's trying to find concessions, like we're pulling teeth out of his fucking.
Well, I want to be fair as I can, but yeah.
No, fuck that shit. Be mad.
I mean, I can't deny.
I have no stake in this fight, but be mad.
Well, the thing that's frustrating too is, like, it does look good, but most really good drawings and stuff, like, what was that show with the Kiko or Keto, whatever, the one with the volleyball girls and they're using their asses to shoot balls?
Oh God, Kaigo or Kigo. Fuck that bullshit.
Yeah, Keijo.
Fuck that bullshit.
Yeah, I hate that, but it looked great. Like,
I don't
their
give a fuck
asses
it looked
were
good,
actually
yeah.
jiggling. Like, that's how great the animation was. And I hate it, but I can't say that they're not talented. You look at that.
What? Just lie to the people.
Like, it's talented. It just sucks that talented people are apparently fucking freaks. They don't get pussy, and then they do some fucking crazy shit like that, and their perversions are on the screen for all of us to watch. And we just keep supporting them.
Well, I mean, to be fair to your point, I think the creator of this was a porn artist before.
Yeah, you don't think that when they have fucking zoom in shots on a girl's ass and her acting like she can take her clothes off when she's 15 years old? Like, why are you not mad? I don't understand why you're not mad. This doesn't make sense to me. It's like, you've gotten mad over Alvin Lee and some other shit, whatever, and it's like, dude, like...
That's straight up pedophile rape. Now, let's not get...
who knows where they're gonna go with this? Who knows? This is the animated version of fucking Cuties.
All the characters... No, it's not. No, and all the characters in here are on the same age, and they're attracted to people of their same age, and they're in high school. Like, they are fine. They're just doing teasing. But, no, like, that comparison doesn't really work here. But,
All right.
Yeah. But like I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted. No, like, and not only that, it's also a faithful adaptation too. Like, as other people have said, like, yeah, this is 100% a faithful adaptation. Not only did they do everything that the manga did, they extended some scenes that actually worked way better as well. And for that, honestly, I would have to either give this a 3.5 or a 4 out of 5. You know, I think I'm going to stick to a 3.5 out of 5.
Oh, by the say, if you give this a 4, I swear I'm going to do nothing about it and just...
Okay, never mind.
You're going to give it the same rating that he gave Earwig
Not
and the
only
Worm.
that,
Yeah, she's trying to do that because of Earwig and the Witch. That's what it is.
Whatever the fuck that movie's called.
No, Jen, are you doing this?
Slaps. The fucking ending slaps, and that's another thing I always like. I love when the voice actors sing their own, like, sing the openings or the endings. I love that shit. And the opening really encompasses, like, how the actual story is. And if you read the lyrics, like, it's actually like telling, like, how she actually feels about the whole situation. I love shit like that. Adds another layer of things. But yeah, Since you wanted to be a butthole about it, yeah, I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay, no, you know what though? Okay, you're gonna be like
I
that.
know how it feels. I'll never forgive you for that review, Jake.
Okay, no, if you guys gonna be like that, you know what we're gonna do? We are gonna play my favorite anime opening of all time. It's gonna be Seinfeld,
Pokemon.
bro. Yes, best anime of all time. Yeah.
You hear how it's encompassing everything that's going on in Jerry's life, like all the crazy stuff. No, it'll make it better. Like especially if Jerry here was actually the one doing the.
He probably is. And look at Jed. You know how you like the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen season 1? Look at that. He's dancing. Look at that.
Lost in paradise. Keep on dancing.
No.
Ryan, my favorite anime, Seinfeld, Shrek, Laser Town, in the chat tech. Wow, yeah, we would be a fucking anime. Really quick though, I kind of don't want to watch it, so Alan, I'm gonna let you spoil everything for me just really quick, and then we'll do Mass Effect tomorrow and everything. But, dude,
Sure.
Falcon and Winter Soldier, tell me about them things, bro.
Alrighty
Episode
then.
4.
Falcon and Winter Soldier continues to meander on, and just straight up like it's continuing with the original storyline where they're trying to figure out the person that bombed the ship from last week's episode. They're trying to figure out like we gotta find her, we gotta talk to her, we gotta talk her the fuck down and figure out what the fuck's going on. So the majority of this episode is them essentially just figure out like, hey, what exactly are we gonna do? Trying to find all this information, and we're basically just like pushing like this bread that's kind of like we're like slowly walking up a flight of stairs as they're going on to whatever version of a climax that they want to go. I'm really falling off the show, man. Like there's some good moments, but like I don't care. And I don't know why. It's like everything about this just feels like middle of the road. Like it's not doing anything interesting with the characters. It's not pushing any narrative. It's just, hey, these guys are bad. We stop them. Let's do the power of talking to stop them. And I'm like, okay, that's cool, I guess. And then you have Captain America flying off the handle for pretty reasonable reasons. But at the end of it, it's like the only really interesting part is him going off the handle. But the rest of this episode it's like a bunch of people in a room talking, but they're not talking about anything interesting. Like that's my biggest problem with the show is I'm bored watching this. Where I'm like, I don't care what's going to happen next. The characters as they're going through the gallivanting across the world to interesting areas, but you only ever get to them by name. They introduce the Wakandans, but for only a few moments just to see it's like, hey, there are people in this world that can fight that don't need the super soldier serum. So hey, this new Captain America is really a chump. And which leads to some cool stuff near the end of the episode. But it doesn't feel like they're pushing any boundaries. It's like it's just same old basic storytelling. And I'm getting like really frustrated with the show where it's like, to me, I don't care about any of the characters in the show at all.
Yeah, man. Because I felt that way with episode 3. I think episode 2, I was just more like, okay, come on, prove yourself to me, show. So I was being a little unfair with episode 2. And episode 1, I think was just fucking not good. But
I loved episode 1. That was where they're like, oh, you're actually going into depth of these characters and trying to assimilate to society. And you two different versions of that. Then they're like, no, fuck it. We're going to go on basic superhero trope 1500 where, hey, bad guy in another country is doing bad guy stuff, but they might be slightly sympathetic. So we got to go and get a ragtag group of, colorful individuals to try to find these people. And it's like, bro, like, I don't care.
Yeah. One last question about this too before you get into your rating, but I do have to ask you, man. Rio, did they do anything really good with her?
Rio?
Or Ryo or Riao, like the
Is that the girl?
yeah, from Black Panther.
Oh,
Well, from Wakanda. She's more so from Civil War.
I mean,
But...
fuck. Like, look, people say, okay, she walks into a room and beats the fuck out of Captain America. Was it cool? Kind of, but it wasn't well shot. Like, it was decent, but it was like, it was decent enough. But I'm like, this is all right at best.
Yeah, fuck. Because, like, that's the thing with her. I was really excited. I'm excited about the storylines that she's going to start from just being involved. Like, I knew, like, maybe episode 4 was going to be great, but I'm thinking, like, okay, she's going to have a lot of shit to do, like, in episode 5, and then maybe she'll get physical.
They give her something
6.
to do. Like, the start of the episode, she's the one that, like, helps. Like, they basically kind of show, like, the end of the therapy for... start of the episode is like, oh, the Winter Soldier, he got through his therapy, so he's losing the whole trigger warning words. And she was the one that helped him. That's the connection that he has. That's why she meets up with him. Like, oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. What else happens? Shows up in a room and goes, yeah, fuck you, we're taking Zemo. No. And then beats the shit out of everyone in the room.
And that's cool, and I bet it was fun to see, but at the same time, I'm like, no, what's interesting about Wakanda is the stories. I mean, the action was cool, too, and everything, but, like, what you guys can do with all that connections could be really interesting. And yet, nope. Let's go to third big dumb. I hit you with things.
And it's not even that. I'm sorry, the action scenes are not that good in this show. Like, there's one near the end of the episode that was way better, and there was a character that was really interesting. And maybe next episode will be better, but like, this show feels like it wants to go way farther, but it can't go so far because of Disney. I'm not saying it has to be The Boys, which are people are doing the comparison to. But I just don't think, like, to me, this doesn't feel like as interesting as what they could do. Like, something with WandaVision isn't about the action. It's about the characters. This is about the world. This is almost not even about the characters. Even though it tries to be sometimes. When it tries to be about the characters, it works. But it's so much of, like, how crazy can this world be versus the individual characters. And it's like, it's not enough for me.
Yeah, it fucking sucks, man. But, yeah, well, with that being said, dude, what would you rate it?
I mean, it's a 3 out of 5. Like, as much as I didn't like, there's a lot of stuff I didn't want. There's enough stuff in it that other people are like liking and enjoying, but to me, it's like it's just not enough. So it's like this is a 3 out of 5. And yes, Gary, I know it's a TV show. I watch more TV than movies. This isn't me saying it needs more of a budget. It's just focus on the characters. You don't need $1 billion to focus on characters.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. Well, we'll see. Episode 4 or episode 5 is gonna be out on this Friday, so I'm gonna catch up watching this, and then we'll see. But like, for me, man, like I haven't watched any of Batman and Lois. We talked about that the other day. Like, apparently they stopped doing episodes or something.
That's on hiatus for a bit. You know, they're changing the name just so Nick. Nick keeps they want to make sure people get it right.
Dude, you know how many times I've said Con versus Skull Island since that last time I said on the show? Like, it's not even Con Godzilla versus Con anymore. I'm just like, fuck it. Con versus Skull Island.
He destroys the whole island. Fuck it.
Yeah. Complete with the lizard as DLC. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. But no, man, it sucks that you feel that way. I'm pretty sure I'm going to feel the same way, if not worse. But hey, there was always room. WandaVision, after it started getting good, halfway through it started getting bad again, and then went back up to being great again. So it's like, we'll see.
No, that stayed consistent because, again, it focused on the characters. The first 2 episodes I fucking hated, but once they started understanding, it's like, okay, this is what the characters are going through. This is a lot of stuff that we're going to take. We're going to go into the backstory of these characters so they understand kind of what's going on. And yes, it's weird and wacky, but it focused on the characters. And that's, to me, what's very important when you the superhero stuff. Because anybody can make a guy who jumps over building. Anybody can do that. Trust me, Image Comic exists for that exact reason of, hey, we want to do different stuff with superheroes. Anybody can do superhero shit. But getting characters and using superheroes to tell those stories are the stories that I fucking love. Like, that's why, again, WandaVision's not the greatest thing that's ever existed, but it's pretty fucking good. This, I wanted it to be more of that, but it's feeling more like traditional action fucking show, and I'm like, bro, I've already had so many seasons of this that I don't care what's going to happen next.
By the way, did I say Batman and Lois on the show earlier?
You did. That's why I was making fun of you. They're changing the name because you
God fucking damn it. I thought I had it under control on the show.
I literally made fun of you. What do you think a second ago? I said they're delaying it to change the name.
No, because I remember we talked about it like on the show before. Like, hey, before the show, Nick was fucking up. Let's see if he says it right. I fucking Spider-Man and Lomax.
Might as well. Batman's not even in the CW universe.
He is,
but they don't have him like he is. He's in like the background, but they don't ever actually like show him.
Oh god, I feel fucking stupid.
It's too expensive, man.
God. Anyways, tell people where to find you in Ganja, because I'm sure you guys.
Well, you can find me reviewing the show Nick created, Batman and Lois.
Well, no, guys, you can find him over there in the Metropolis. Did you guys make something today?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Sweet. We actually recorded an episode that'll hopefully be up tomorrow if God just sends me the episode tonight.
You damn right.
Awesome. So you guys can go and check that out.
Whatever. I'll continue again. Follow me on Facebook. The MoveBot's going to show all my shit there. Follow for the notifications. Zuna Podcast just did their episode today. We'll have an Illuminati coming out in a couple of days. And we'll have everything else scheduled as normal. Follow me on Facebook for more random video game wars.
Oh, yes, people. With that said, we're out of here. And yeah, he has been getting a lot of social media work. Every time I go on there, I see you arguing with somebody, goddammit.
Yeah, because fuck him.
Every day he's challenging someone to a duel.
Yes.
All right, guys. Peace out. No raid. I'm sick of doing good things. People.
Raid.
Oh no, Nerdy Goose is okay. We'll raid Nerdy.
Yeah, I was about to say you can raid these nuts.
Oh
What?
snap. All right, guys.
Snap.
Peace out.